So with news of a new Miami Vice movie coming out in 2027, directed by Joseph Kosinski, not Krasinski, like John Krasinski. Basically the director of F1, this year's F1, Brad Pitt, and Top Gun Maverick, with Tom Cruise and someone on my list who I think could play the new Sonny Crockett. So, with all that being said, right, casting is currently underway for the new Crockett and Tubbs. But I thought it'll be interesting. See, I've just realised they're up there. My Sonny Crockett, my Crockett and Tubbs Pop Funko. You know, little joint Pop Funko. Got them for 20 quid. And I'm so happy. I want to tell you guys who I think could be a good Crockett and Tubbs for Miami Vice 2027. Which is still said to be set in the 80s. Around basically the pilot and the first series as a whole. Which is excellent. Excellent. Great introduction to the characters. I will be honest though, I probably would have rather it be a whole new original story, but the first series is really good, especially the pilot, so I'm like, yeah, understandable. So yeah, who would I cast as Crockett and Tubbs? Now, first on the list for Crockett, I'm currently on the Glenn Powell train. I love the man. Loved him ever since I saw him, and funny enough, so I first saw him in Anyone But You, then Twisters, and obviously we've got The Running Man coming out later this year, which is going to be incredible, I think. Filmed in Glasgow, a good chunk of it filmed in Glasgow. When you see Glasgow on the big screen, it's just stunning looking. I love it. I love how they can make Glasgow look so cool and so lovely looking. Or in this case, probably nitty gritty, but anyway. Yeah, I love Glenn Powell, but it's funny how you start to realise he had a small role in The Dark Knight Rises. He was in Expendables 3, and you're just like, oh shit, so he was. So I've seen him since like 2012. It's crazy. But yeah, Glenn Powell, I love that man. I want to see him play the new Crockett. That's it. He's great. Yep, and he could do action and a little bit of humour. So fucking cast him. Who could play his Ricardo Tubbs, though? His partner in crime, Yaha Abdul Mateen II. Now, I've heard people say Yaha, I've heard people saying Yahya. I'm going to say Yaha. Yaha Abdul Mateen II. Again, great actor. Good in anything I've seen him in. The Watchmen series, that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, Ambulance. He was in Baywatch, the movie. The guy can fucking act. The bad guy in Aquaman, anyway. He's in the Wonder Man Marvel show coming out later this year. Cannot wait for that. Yaha Abdul Mateen II. I think the two of them would be electric on the big screen. Like, just, it would be like the new Lethal Weapon set in the 80s, though. How cool would that be? Right? So they're my first, definitely top choices. My runner-up, though, for Crockett, Austin Butler. Like, Austin Butler's range right now is just, again, I'm going to use the word again, electric. It's just electric. Elvis, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we played Tex. I love that film. I really do. I think it's a great Quentin Tarantino film. Underrated a little bit. I really do. Dune Part 2. The guy's everywhere, right? And for good reason. He's currently in talks, or he's been rumoured to be the Val Kilmer, younger version of Val Kilmer from Heat in Heat 2. Again, directed by Michael Mann, who was an executive producer of the original Miami Vice series, who went on to direct the 2006 one with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, which, again, like I said in my previous video about Miami Vice, they were fantastic. The film is just boring as hell. So it's all coming together. Like, Michael Mann needs to be involved in this new movie, and if so, cast Austin Butler. Lakeith Stanfield as his Tubbs. Again, the both of them are both about 34, 35, both pretty similar ages, and they could also be a kind of younger-ish Crockett and Tubbs. Now, I'm not saying that Glenn Powell and Yaha Abdul Mateen are older, but Glenn's 36, turning 37, and Yaha Abdul Mateen is 39, which will be turning 40. So they could be the kind of older. They probably are the kind of better, kind of, mature. Like, they've been on the streets for a long time now. I don't know. See what happens. Miles Teller. So obviously, because it's directed by Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick, Miles Teller could be his boy. You don't know. Or Tom Cruise, but no. Miles Teller. Keep the moustache and the hair. from Top Gun Maverick. Give him that Don Johnson suit. Gorgeous. His Tubbs could be David Johnson. Love David Johnson. Obviously, he's currently on the big screen right now in The Long Walk. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's so good and emotional. Can't wait to see it. I know him from, obviously, well, as you guys all know him, Alien Romulus. But we'll go back a little bit more. Rye Lane, a kind of small, independent-ish comedy drama from the kind of, during COVID. Riley is brilliant, so funny, so heartfelt, just brilliant. But I think this guy deserves. He's a rising star in Hollywood, and I think he deserves a full blown action film, be it a buddy cop action. Could be a little bit comedy, a little bit of humor, a little kind of like Bad Boys, Lethal Weapon kind of, dark kind of humor, buddy cop humor. Yeah, perfect. I want to cast two slightly older Crockett's. So my first one is Chris Pine, Captain James Tiberius Kirk from the J.J. Abrams Kelvin Timeline Star Trek films. Like, Chris Pine's great. Like, something's happened to him, I think. He's kind of fallen off the radar a little bit. Let's get him in Miami Vice reboot. Boom, right? Cast anyone out of that list of the Tubbs and cast... It's weird saying the Tubbs. Cast anyone who I've cast as Tubbs as his Tubbs. It could be a kind of sort of flipped role of Lethal Weapon. So rather than Danny Glover being, the older mentor and, Mel Gibson being the younger guy, hotshot, reverse it. Tubbs is the young hotshot and Crockett is the old dog, the old dog, the old cop who doesn't play by the rules anymore, and he's been thrown a bone of a younger partner to be like, keep him on a straight and narrow. And with that as well, Chris Hemsworth as Sonny Crockett, an older Sonny Crockett. Chris can do action. He's Thor. The Extraction films as well. Like, the guy's fine. He can hold himself. He's good. So yeah, that's pretty much my cast for Sonny Crockett and Ricardo Tubbs. I have a feeling that it's going to, for Crockett anyway, definitely, it's probably going to be Glenn Powell or Austin Butler as the new Sonny Crockett. When it comes to Ricardo Tubbs, it could be, I'll be honest, it could be any black man right now in Hollywood, right? Under the age of probably 40. But Yaha Abdul-Mateen's probably my number one. Like I said, with Glenn Powell or Austin Butler is my number one for Crockett. But yeah, comment down below who you would cast as Crockett and Tubbs. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Follow, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. I've been Nathan Guy, and it's a goodbye from me.